So I stay looking, and here's this young man that's running through the parking lot, turns around, and then proceeds to beat in a homeless guy's face with this fire extinguisher.
Fuck. How far were you when you were watching this?
Right across the road.
Like 100 yards, 75 yards? Maybe?
If that.
I don't know what that means, yards.
Well, different roads. I know the length of the road, so I have a good idea of how far you were. But for the people listening,
4 lanes away. I'm in the driveway of the gas station. He's right across the road. That's 4 lanes to be exact.
So we're probably talking about 50 yards away, if that.
Enough to clearly see what was happening.
Yeah. And you were sitting inside your vehicle at this time?
Yeah, in my truck, about to hang a right out of the gas station, and savagely beat this guy with a fire extinguisher, and then proceeded to steal his belongings.
So sad.
Now
People are so insane.
You said you saw him spray the guy with the fire extinguisher, right?
That's what
he's seen first.
The puff of smoke was what caught your attention initially?
Correct. So
probably sprayed him before he hit him.
That this youngster sprayed the guy as he was passing by him. The guy said something back, because who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And then he got his face bashed in.
Welcome back to Undoctrinated.
Hello, everybody.
I'm sitting here with Natalie as usual. Thanks for showing up today, Natalie.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
Always reliable, Natalie.
Yeah, old reliable over here.
Thank you so much. And sitting across the table from me is nobody.
No.
Because TJ is nowhere to be found again.
He's mad at me.
You know, I'm not even so sure he still wants to be on this show.
I don't know.
But I'm going to keep introducing him as the person who's not here.
Yeah.
Because he needs to be here.
Yeah, TJ, you need to be here.
No, it's probably not his fault, though, because I texted him earlier this week. Actually, Ernie texted me earlier this week, and
he's our guest for tonight.
Yeah, he sent me a link to the Bare Knuckle Fighting promo. Bare Knuckle Fighting 5. The Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 5.
Yeah.
And he sent me a link to their promo and said, "What do you think of this?" And it had Artem Lobov and Jason Knight on there, the two fighters fighting in their main event. And I said, you know, I love both of those fighters, but my opinion of Bare Knuckle Fighting is that it's a shame that it's purely boxing rules, which I was actually wrong about to an extent, but my point still holds in that I was a little bit disappointed in the fact that it's boxing rules, because when you use bare knuckles in fighting, there's so much more that goes into it on the grappling side of fighting with bare knuckle. You know, people don't think about that a lot. When you hear about bare knuckle fights, people just think about savage blows being thrown to each other's faces with bare knuckles.
That's what I seen.
And there is some truth to that. There's an element of truth to that anyway. But when you fight with bare knuckles and you allow grappling, there's so much more of a technical aspect to the grappling game when you don't have gloves in the way. But that's basically what I mentioned. You know, there's more to the clinch game and the grappling game when you can get a grip, when you can grip both your hands skin to skin without anything in the way, and you can clasp your hands together, you know, like this. What I'm doing is I've got each finger in between the other finger of the other hand. Your grip game basically becomes a lot stronger when you have bare knuckles and there's no glove in there. So it's a little bit disappointing to me to see a bare knuckle fighting league that doesn't allow grappling, but I digress. And they do have some sort of half clinch game that they allow in bare knuckle box, or the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, where you can kind of clinch with one arm as long as you're throwing strikes with the other. So it's cool. Overall, it's a very entertaining sport, and we get into that in pretty great detail in this episode with Ernie. Back to the original point, Ernie sends me a text about the bare knuckle fighting event. And I responded with, yeah, man, let's get together. Let's watch this shit on Saturday, which is today.
Yeah.
And let's podcast afterwards. And Ernie was down. So I created a group text between me, you, Ernie, and TJ. And this was Monday or Tuesday?
I don't know. I swear, like
week.
5 days ago or something.
Yeah, it might have been a week ago. I don't know. But I said, we're going to do a podcast. We're going to watch the fights. We're going to talk about it. And everybody was down, but TJ didn't respond.
Yeah. Just
so in his defense,
I think he blocked me maybe, or one of us by mistake.
Could be. I don't know. But ultimately, he didn't end up getting that text because he texted me earlier today.
But it was a big group. It was back and forth. Ernie texted back and forth.
Yeah,
you did. There was like
Ernie
20 texts, memes and everything.
Ernie. Yeah, and GIFs and all that.
Yeah.
But nothing from TJ. So we should have known. We should have known that he was like something was wrong. Either
but if he
didn't,
or
he wasn't receiving these texts.
That's a lot of texts not to get.
Exactly. So our bad, really, because I should have just called him. But earlier today, he texted me and said, "Hey, do you want to get together on Tuesday and record?" And I was like, "Oh shit." I responded with, "You didn't get, or did you not get the text messages about recording tonight?" And he responded with, "No." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch the bare knuckle fights."
You should have asked him why he blocked me. Afterwards.
We don't know that that's why he didn't receive the text.
Why else wouldn't he receive texts? So many multiple texts.
Why don't you text him and ask? Then you'll know.
All right, yeah. I'll text him an emoji of a heart.
Yeah, so he didn't receive the text
Much
for whatever
love, TJ.
reason.
I was just kidding about everything.
But also the weird thing is just today I was like, no, we're gonna record tonight. I responded with, yes, let's record Tuesday. But we're also going to record tonight after we watch the fights. No answer. And then I responded back, we should do a Coachella preview on Tuesday. No answer. I was like, are you coming over tonight? No answer. I still haven't heard from him.
He blocked you.
I don't think he blocked me.
I'm just kidding.
He's a single
That's
guy.
my answer about everything.
This dude
blocked.
Fucking... And it's a Saturday. He goes out. He probably fucking basically puts his phone away for a while.
And all week?
Yeah. He's probably out taming Strange right now.
Yeah, right.
He's probably out taming Strange talking about how he's on some badass podcast.
Barely. Let them know I said barely. Just kidding.
Whatever. Well, we'll see you Tuesday, TJ. It's going to be a great episode when we do our Coachella preview. And, this was a fun episode. The fights were certainly great. Ernie is a fight fan, so it was good to have him over and talk about the fights afterwards.
You should go adopt a puppy if you're able to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, not from the pet store. Go to one of those kill shelters.
Yeah.
Say, give me the dog you're about to kill today.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Just get any dog.
Just get one of these cute puppies.
Anyway.
Yeah, puppies.
We're going to do some movie reviews, but I think we'll save those for the outro. Oh, that's a cute dog.
Yeah, that's somebody posted this in their comment that this is their puppy.
You know what you should do on our Instagram is start posting pictures of dogs at the shelter. You just turn
intake numbers from the kennel.
Turn our Instagram into a fucking adopt a puppy. Or
You heard it,
adopt a
people.
dog.
That's what it's going to be now. I'm going to Animal Friends of the Valley and going to start sharing the info. Oops. Sorry about that.
All right, let's get into the episode. We're gonna save the brief movie reviews for the outro.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned. At the end of this episode, we're gonna talk about some movies we saw recently. None of them new releases. Well, new releases on Netflix.
Are those
maybe,
the movies?
but
Some of them I fell asleep.
possibly. Yeah, I'm gonna go over some titles we watched recently, and you tell the audience what you thought about them, and then I'll do the same.
Okay.
In this episode, obviously, we talk about bare knuckle fights. We almost give away TJ's phone number.
That was an accident. Yeah.
And to start, in just a minute or two, you're going to hear about the brutal assault / attempted murder
yeah, this is
Ernie witnessed.
Some real life shit. No, some real bare knuckles. Just not even, gnarly
So stay
shit.
tuned.
So
Stay tuned. After the song, we're going to get into that.
yeah.
All right, Ernie, have a seat. This is a hot mic. Ernie, if you don't mind, would you tell the world about the possible murder you witnessed?
That was rather intense.
Crazy shit, people. It's real too. You can look it up. The information's online.
A little too real.
Too real.
Well, let's set the scene, man. Let's hear it.
Wake up, get ready for work, head on to the gas station right up the street. Do my thing.
And it's dark outside.
Yeah, it's 5 in the morning-ish.
Early day.
Still dark out, and pulling out of the gas station, I noticed something across the street where a lot of homeless people hang out.
Right.
It was like a puff of smoke. So I stayed instead of pulling out and continuing on.
Now, was this like a little weed puff of smoke?
No, it was
Or
like a
like
big puff.
Like a bomb
Like
smoke?
like a fire extinguisher, to be exact.
Weird stuff.
So I stayed looking instead of pulling out
Damn, tweaking ass Hemet people.
into my route. Yeah, it's gnarly out there sometimes. And so I stayed looking, and here's this young man that's running through the parking lot, turns around, and then proceeds to beat in a homeless guy's face with this fire extinguisher
Fuck. How far were you when you were watching this?
right across the road. So,
Like
I mean,
100 yards, 75 yards? Maybe?
if that.
I don't know what that means. Yards.
I mean, you know.
Well, different roads. I know the length of the road, so I have a good
It's
idea of how far
it's
you were. But for the
4
people
lanes,
listening,
4 lanes away. I'm in the driveway of the gas station. He's right across the road. That's
Yeah.
4 lanes to be exact.
so we're probably talking about 50 yards away,
Yeah.
if that.
Enough to clearly see what was happening.
Yeah.
Um,
Sad
And you were
stuff.
sitting inside your vehicle at this
yeah,
time?
in my truck, about to hang a right out of the gas station, and yeah, savagely beat this guy with a fire extinguisher, and then proceeded to steal his belongings.
Holy
Ugh.
shit.
So sad.
Now, you saw,
People are
you-
so insane.
You said you saw him spray the guy with the fire extinguisher, right?
I seen
Or you
the
just
That's what he's seen first.
And the puff of smoke was what caught your attention initially?
Correct. So
Probably sprayed him before he hit
assuming
him.
That this youngster sprayed the guy as he was passing by him. The guy said something back, because who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And then he got his face bashed in.
Fuck.
So I followed the guy, called the authorities, which, you know me, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
like I told them, I was like, if it was just two homeless guys scrapping it out, I would have watched the fight and then continued on to work. But what I witnessed was a savage beating that was unnecessary.
Some disturbing shit.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know me, like I come across shitty videos that are like questionable on what am I watching here sometimes, of like savage things. And
Yeah, but that was like
but this was
a
real
possible
life.
murder.
This was real life, and I couldn't just keep on scrolling through to the next savage
good
video.
job, Ernie.
Right.
K.
This was and then
This was something you could actually do something about.
yeah, and it's within the mile of my home where my
Yeah.
family is sleeping. I'm on my way to work. I can't have this guy roaming the neighborhood.
Fucking A.
Yeah,
So-
it's scary.
He got caught. He's in jail. Homeless guy was in critical condition for that first week, and then I haven't heard nothing really since. This happened last month on the
Damn.
25th.
And he was in critical condition.
Then, yeah. But the youngster's still in for attempted murder.
Oh, that
so-
guy's probably still fucked up in the hospital.
Right. I mean,
How
shit,
sad.
Dude, he got his head bashed in. I'm at least 10 blows, and
Damn.
not slow blows. They were like savage, fast.
He was trying to kill him. Huh?
Yeah, the kid's fucked up in the head. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So sad.
Seen that shit.
Damn, dude.
That started off my day.
Wrong place, wrong time for more than one person. there.
Oh, look how cute. The baby taking a bath.
As we're talking about savage beatings, Natalie's looking up baby bath videos.
Well, it's because the
fuck?
well, the video.
That is a nice bubble bath pompadour, though.
I know it's.
It is well crafted.
Fucking A. Well, speaking of savage beatings, we watched Bare Knuckle FC 5.
Oh, I couldn't
tonight.
watch it.
Yes.
The only part I watched was blood everywhere.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
Man, I was
Bad knuckle,
Somebody
mate.
needs to
I
turn
was
them
thoroughly
in.
entertained. Before you showed up, we saw Johnny Bedford and I don't know what the guy's name is. Something Velasquez. We'll call him Guillermo Velasquez. He looked like a Guillermo.
Oh my god.
But that
that
was a
really
good
the-
fight. It was they're doing this lightweight tournament, I guess, in the Bare Knuckle FC, and they had both semifinal fights tonight. This was one of them. And Johnny Bedford thoroughly outclassed this Guillermo. It was a decent fight, but
Why don't you just say Mr. Velasquez?
It's because
I know I
then they
should.
might confuse-
Senor Velasquez.
Well, that might
Might
confuse.
confuse
There might be a real Guillermo, whatever, out there that's.
No, well, it's Guillermo, and then you cue the Spanish guitar. Yeah.
Fucking A. But yeah, from what I remember about that fight, I do have some notes. But from what I can remember is that Johnny Bedford did a lot of taunting and showboating, which he's not normally known for. I haven't seen a lot of his fights, but I remember him fighting in the UFC a couple times. And he seemed like a quiet guy in the UFC, but in this bare knuckle fight, he was like
Shines.
taunting the guy, egging him on, but he looked really good. His boxing was clean and crisp, and that was a 4th round TKO. So he did get the better of him. I think it progressed throughout the fight, and Bedford, his confidence just got better and better as the fight went on. And sure enough, I think Guillermo ended up pretty much giving up. I think it was one of the fights where he knocked him down like for the 4th or 5th time, and Guillermo ended up spitting out.
Makes my broken toe hurt even
and
more.
The ref called it. He wasn't letting him go again.
Now, for the people out there that don't really know necessarily what we're talking about, it's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people fight with
Yeah.
their bare knuckles,
And
people.
Not the UFC. It's not even MMA.
it's just what it
It's
sounds
basically
like.
bare knuckle boxing, but it's not even boxing rules like I thought it was before
bare
tonight.
knuckle.
Street fighting.
its
in
own
the mix.
thing.
It's basically boxing rules with a little like I don't know what they actually classify it as, but they allow a little bit of clinch work and active clinch. That's what I
Yeah.
have heard them
You
saying.
get some dirty boxing.
Yeah, dirty boxing, except you're not allowed to throw elbows.
No kicks.
But I saw a lot of forearms, and you are allowed to clinch briefly as long as you are throwing strikes
Right, as long as you're active.
while you're clinching.
2-minute, 5 rounds.
5 2-minute rounds. Yeah. I don't know if that changes on. I guess that doesn't
No,
change on the
it-
title fights because I'm pretty sure they had a title fight here
That
tonight.
last one was.
The last one, I don't know,
The
was
girls
it?
was-
The
she
girls
had the belt.
was for sure.
Yes, and there's females in this sport.
Uh-huh.
Bare knuckle brawling.
Gnarly ass bitches.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty brutal, and I'd like to see it take off.
Yeah, it was entertaining. The most important thing, it was really entertaining.
Disgusting.
And because people think the way Natalie's thinking right now is probably why it hasn't taken off. Because there's a lot of people against this, apparently.
Yeah, you hear that bare knuckle fighting, and it's like
It looks crazy. It's
But
nasty.
it's just it's equally as gruesome as UFC or boxing. I mean, think about boxing.
Yeah.
These guys are going 12 rounds at what? 3 minutes a pop?
Yeah, 3 minutes a pop.
That's
and they're
too
fighting
long.
with pillows on their hands, so they're basically just
Covering more surface every time you get hit. Think about that.
yeah. And you're able to take more shots when you get hit with a boxing glove. Plus, you can hit. You can deliver more shots because your hands aren't going to break as
Right.
easily.
But now are your shots as effective?
I don't think so. That's true, but that's not necessarily a good thing for your long-term health. Because when you just take a bunch of little shots, you can kind of
Right, just rattling your
like
brain.
there's an argument to be made there that
We're all
like
fucked up.
taking a bunch of small concussive blows is not as good as taking one hard one,
Big
you
one.
know.
I don't know. I mean,
But
me
really,
having 4 concussions, not from fighting, just from BMX crashes.
yeah.
It's affected my memory for sure. I'm sure the many years of good old cannabis doesn't help, but
Well, fucking, I mean, a BMX crash concussion is probably a pretty bad,
yeah,
like a
no,
gnarly
they're
one.
all bad. I didn't remember shit. Everything I
So-
know about them is from what people there told me. So
Yeah, those are severe concussions,
Right.
most likely.
I don't think I could take another one of those and not be a vegetable.
Yeah,
don't do it.
And I think
Don't risk it.
the most savage blows probably come in the UFC, like a UFC heavyweight fight,
Right.
because
Tell that to the fire extinguisher,
because you
dude.
can hit so much
I'm
hit
just
so much
kidding.
harder when your hand is fully wrapped and it's protected by a 4-ounce
Right,
glove.
but now here you go, taking a shin to the dome.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and
you
you
know-
add that in, add the fact that you can basically kick somebody to the back of the head with your shin.
Right. And like that shit right there, I don't care how hard you punch with
Yeah.
or without a glove, a shin to the head is a whole other deal.
Or even taking a heel kick to the back of the head, like Terry Edom. Has anybody heard from Terry Edom since he fucking basically was murdered by Edson Barboza?
See? And you know
Who?
You follow the fire. I'm over here with Natalie. Who? Because you follow
Is that the bum that you were talking about at the
so
fucking
much
gas
stuff
station?
to a T, and your knowledge of every sport and fighting, football,
Yeah.
all that, it's mind blowing to me. So I'm over here with Natalie. I'm like, who? I don't know who you're talking
No,
about.
yeah. When it comes to hockey, baseball, football, and in the last 10 years, the UFC, I've
You know
got a
everybody.
pretty good knowledge. Not quite encyclopedic knowledge, but I can go back pretty far. Like with the UFC in the last 10 years, it's basically an encyclopedic knowledge of this shit.
Pretty crazy.
Right.
And that Terry Edom knockout I was referring to was probably about 10 years ago or close to. It's one of the most devastating knockouts in UFC history. I know you've seen it, but when you see it, you probably don't recognize either
As
fighter
far
by
as
name.
names go, I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, the spinning
but when
wheel
I s-
kick, and I don't know if you'll remember it from me describing it, but a spinning wheel kick basically hit Edom in the back of the head or right behind the ear, and he was out instantly and just fell like with his body
Stiff.
fell all the way down, stiff, boom, and just it was gnarly.
He didn't get up?
No, he was out for like a few minutes.
Damn.
Is that the one where like they announced that the homeboy was still in the corner?
Probably. I don't remember the post-fight shit for that one, but I just remember you've seen that highlight so much, and then every time
I have to take a break. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
every time they show
You don't
like
hear me for a little bit. That's why.
when you watch like Ultimate Knockouts or
Question.
UFC Unleashed, and you see that Terry Edom Edson Barboza fight come up, you just know how it ends, and you're like, oh god, here it comes.
It always makes a top 10 knockout
Yeah,
video.
yeah, and I think it's on the UFC's like main highlight reel, like when they're running their promo at the beginning of every event. I think they show it on there when they're playing that stupid song. But yeah, it's a great wheel kick too. Edson Barboza is one of the most technical strikers in the sport. He just lost to Justin Gaethje, but that's neither here nor there. Back to the bare knuckle fights though.
Yeah, mate.
I
liked it. It was gruesome.
Yeah, that Bedford Guillermo Velasquez fight was the first one on the pay-per-view card.
I was en route.
You were en route, and then you also missed the Isaac Valley Flag Randy Hederick fight. I missed most of that fight too, actually. Valley Flag won, third round TKO. Valley Flag's another former UFC fighter.
I noticed that a lot of guys in there
Uh-huh.
are dropping the UFC.
But again,
name
I didn't
quite a
see
bit.
much of that fight. So I won't comment on it other than saying that Valley Flag won. And then when you showed up, I think it was right before Rusty Crowder and Reggie Barnett fought. That was the other fight in the lightweight tournament.
All right.
And that one was the 5-round decision. That was pretty much the fight that was going on while you were telling us about the
savage beating.
The savage beating.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And that was a decent fight, but I do remember early in the fight, Crowder was warned by the ref, I think it was Mergliata, to engage.
Okay.
And Reggie Barnett was pretty tenacious the whole fight. Nothing real significant happened except for that warning for Crowder to engage. More on that in a second. But Barnett mixed his strikes up well. He was working the body well. He was very aggressive. Kind of had to be because Crowder was kind of like backing up a lot during the fight.
Right, and that's what I like about this too. They're like egging them on to beat each other up. Basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of incentive
no
to
bullshitting. Like you know, you're gonna lose your shit.
Yeah,
pay,
yeah.
literally.
So Barnett ended up winning by decision, and then after the fight, you could see the promoter. I don't know
It's the CEO of the Bare Knuckle.
I don't know what he is officially. He's probably the owner and promoter. I could see him talking to Crowder at the end of the fight, and then they announced the decision, and everybody went off the circle or decagon or whatever the fuck it is.
It's a circle, I believe.
It looks like a circle. There's like 8 or so turnbuckles on it, so I'm not sure exactly what they're calling that. It is an interesting ring that they've got going on.
Sweet.
Yeah, it looks sweet on TV for sure.
The ropes were stiff, but movable.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
It looks nice. But yeah, the promoter, once everybody cleared off after that fight, the promoter came on, they gave him the mic, and he announced to the entire crowd that they're stripping Crowder of half his purse for not engaging, and they were giving it to Barnett.
Right.
So that was pretty.
He had a purse on him?
Okay, so purse is basically what they get their pay for the fight.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
basically their pay.
I thought they grabbed his purse.
It's
and,
it's basically their
stole
pay.
half the contents inside of it. Like,
It's a satchel, dick.
It's what the
Whatever.
organization pays them.
Right.
Because they get additional payment from their sponsors and shit, but
oh,
the purse is what the organization pays you after the
And
fight.
he basically lost half of his pay.
Yeah, he said he had to forfeit half of his pay
Tonight?
because he wasn't engaged. Yeah, in the fight enough, so they gave half of his purse to his opponent.
in the bare knuckle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that even allowed?
It's bare knuckle.
it has to be.
I know, right? Fuck, that
It
shit
has
is...
to be in the rules because they can't just do that to a guy if it's not like in
Well,
the
because
contract.
their whole thing is to engage.
Yeah.
Like that's. A
Well, who are
part
they
of
to
the-
say he wasn't engaged? Let the crowd
If the
decide
guy's
it.
literally running around the ring,
The ref had to tell him. The ref told him, "You need to engage in like the second round." It's zest.
It's all settled now. It's not
Looks
even
like
mixed
he,
up. It needs to be mixed
I'm
up.
referring to Tim's.
All right,
drink
we're
here,
looking at
by the
Tim's
way.
drink. Just looked like there was this thick layer of soot in the
Well,
bottom of
to
his
me,
drink.
It looks like
Zest.
It looks like
It's
a
zest, but
like a green healthy drink.
I know, huh?
Towards the
pure
bottom.
tequila.
It's booze with lemon juice in it.
yeah, what it is a bunch
Lime.
of tequila in a
Lime.
cup with ice and a little bit of a squirt of lime and the zest of the lime that's now settled at the bottom.
Basically, Tim's faded.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full blown drunk right now. Which
Drunk or a drunk?
A drunk?
You drink alone now.
That's true. I do.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
have to.
sign of the ism.
Nobody will drink with me anymore.
I
What do you
would've,
expect?
but I got
I'm
a long
pregnant. I
drive,
can't drink.
And I got to work tomorrow.
Ernie has to work. I'm knocked up.
I'm not allowed to smoke weed anymore, so
That's
I have
where
to
I
fucking...
come into play.
How do you think
Yeah,
I feel? I'm not
so-
allowed to do nothing.
That was your choice.
No, it wasn't.
That's
It's
true.
Tim's fault. I can't get pregnant on my own. It takes the sperm. I don't have sperm.
You raped me.
You got eggs.
I did not rape you. I don't rape people. I don't rape.
Look, either way, whatever happened, you're the knocked up one. So
Yeah, so it's your
deal
fault.
with it.
You have the
gonna
right. You
drink.
have the right to choose in this country.
It's
You're
the
gonna be
apps.
you're
It's the
gonna-
phone app's fault. It lied to me about the ovulation.
You're
It
gonna be
lied.
knocked up. He's gonna be drunk. I'm gonna be stoned. Let's continue on.
Fucking A.
All right, yeah, let's.
Just be happy you're knocked up.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next fight. Oh yes, Sam Shoemaker versus Chase Sherman, the big
that,
boys.
That good old boy.
Yeah,
That's a
that
pretty good one.
that dude's got the look.
Freaking wolf spider head.
Yeah.
It's a,
Like this big.
Natalie, I'm at the grocery store today, and Natalie texts me a
That look
picture.
bigger?
Yeah, because you zoomed in.
it's a tarantula in the house.
Text me a picture of some spider on one of our tiles in the kitchen, tile flooring in
like
the
the
kitchen.
size of a quarter.
it's
tops.
Yeah, it's like
Huge.
the size of a nickel, maybe.
No,
I
it's the
think-
size of a bigger than a Sacagawea. It's more like a $50, maybe
Let me
more.
See that unzoomed.
I don't know what kind of spider it is, but I don't
Unzoomed, you
care
can't
either.
see it. No, I'm just kidding.
She texts me the picture of this damn spider and says, "I can't do anything because of this spider."
All right, so check it out. I wish this was a video.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything. He didn't even come back. I couldn't do
like
anything.
This is a cap to my. Little
Oh, it's
brother.
bigger than
Yeah.
that.
Look at this real quick.
Same
Up there.
size.
Let me see to that.
That cap doesn't
like
have
the perfect- that's
10
the
legs
size of its
sticking out.
body.
That's his body for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's
So
got
it was
them
a quarter.
legs.
This
Had
is a
long
spider that
legs.
Yeah.
Natalie came across.
Yeah, you
earlier.
throw the diameter of the legs in there. It's probably a quarter.
Anyway, I couldn't do anything, and he didn't even come back in to kill it. I didn't even have shoes on.
It's around here somewhere.
It's around here still.
a
I
wolf
still
spider.
don't have shoes on. It's gonna attack me.
It's a baby.
It's gonna
I got
bite.
news for you,
It's
Natalie. That's
pregnant
not
with
the only
babies.
spider in this house.
They're a lot bigger too.
Yeah.
I remember
This
when
one looked pregnant.
We used to have a giant wolf spider living under the couch.
This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, the one under the couch was even bigger than that.
Yeah, I've killed bigger ones than
The
that.
one under
around
the
here.
couch was like a fucking silver dollar size.
That was this one. I'm telling you.
I like how this show's gone into many little side tangents.
That's what we do here and indoctrinate. We indoctrinate people and then we go on to tangents.
Yeah.
And we
well,
talk about fights.
it's the time of year with spiders. All winter long, I don't see any bugs, and then now all of a sudden,
No, what's
coming
been
out.
getting me is my effing allergies.
me too.
Yeah.
Bad.
Boy. Oh boy.
Ask Val. It was bad for me. I couldn't even. I sneezed like 1,000 times every morning. There's a pile of tissues by my bed. Like I can't
There's
even.
fucking bugs everywhere and pollen and plants.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Shit hasn't
Everything
been.
grew.
It hasn't
rained
been this
this shit
alive
down.
here in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Everything,
I know. Yeah.
it
Usually
rained
it's
a lot,
dead, but
everything's alive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're sneezing, and then it's gonna all dry out come summer, and then we're gonna have a massive fire.
That's
Everybody's
what I'm
gonna
waiting
burn.
for.
Yeah.
I'm
This
waiting for that
this
time
is-
because
whole
then the
fucking area is
allergies
gonna
aren't
burn
that
to the
bad.
ground.
There's no bugs around. Everything's smoky. All the bugs and birds, they all fly away and hide. And
Within 5
I'm
years,
not saying I like the fires.
Southern
but
California is just gonna evacuate
Right.
because of a fire.
I don't want people. People get the wrong idea. They think I like
We're
fires.
gonna
I
have
don't
to
like
go
fires.
like east into the desert where nothing can
We're
burn.
letting Smokey down, people.
Fucking A. Smokey's rolling over in his grave.
It's not gonna. It's gonna be one of those wet winters. I mean summers. Those monsoons.
I doubt it. This rain's gonna stop come one more
It's
month.
gonna be humid, thunder and lightning. Watch.
Done, and then we're gonna be in brutal heat.
Yeah.
Once
if
again.
if you're listening to this and you're not in California and you're not familiar with this area,
Southern California.
everywhere
is what
we
we're talking
drive.
about.
No, well, if you live in Northern California or even like Oregon, you probably are aware of this. But everywhere we drive, you see those signs with Smokey the Bear, and it's
Yeah.
got the fire danger
The-
level,
the risk level.
Yeah, the risk level, and it's either like orange or red
Usually, and
or
orange is
yellow.
about mid.
It's always orange.
Yeah, it never
Except for,
drops
like-
under mid.
Except the last few months, like for the first time, it's been turned down to like green. But
Right, because it's been raining and
yeah,
everything's
every other
flooded
day
now.
it's been raining out here.
So, yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy, like humid summer.
Excuse me.
There's them allergies.
Yeah,
On
so
cue.
we're talking about him.
Lord help me.
So yeah, good old Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, back to the fucking heavyweight fight. Chase Sherman making his bare knuckle fighting championship debut, fresh out of the UFC. He was an exciting UFC fighter to watch.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
You're fine, Natalie. You're fine.
It's good.
And Chase Sherman had some epic fights in the UFC, but he just couldn't win consistently. And I don't know, it was mostly due to his lack of a defense. He doesn't protect his head enough, so he'll get into those wars and just end up being the one knocked out half the time, you know. And that's kind of how this fight was. Both of these guys really did spend a lot of time feeling each other out. I think
they couldn't find each other's reach.
Yeah,
really,
and in the first round, there was one flurry, and both guys got hit. And I think they felt each other's power because Shoemaker's got a wicked punch too, and they both felt the power. And I think that sent them back into feeling each other out mode until the fourth round. Then they started swinging for it again. I think they realized that they needed to turn it up because the second and third rounds were kind of uneventful in that fight.
Step it up, you're gonna lose half your fucking shit.
Yeah, but the action did pick up in the last two rounds. It was a tough fight to score, and sure enough, it ended up as a split draw.
Yeah. That's where I would be in the crowd yelling one more round.
Yeah, exactly. And in a sport like this that's trying to make it, they should have probably added that rule.
If it comes to a draw, gear up, one more round.
One more round, yeah.
Throw it all down.
It's not like they got to fucking
answer to anybody.
Take their gloves off and shit at the end of the fight and put them back on. Fucking go again.
We should reach out to the CEO. What was his name?
Bare Knuckle.
Fucking A.
Mr. Bear or Mr. Knuckle. There's two of them.
Mr. Knuckle?
Something Italian.
Hold on.
Is it? Oh, the owner of. Are you talking about the owner of the Bare Knuckle?
Bare Knuckle FC. Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see. Work gloves, Bare Knuckle. Is that what it's called?
No.
No. Bare Knuckle gloves.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
There's a lot of bare knuckles on here.
You better be careful.
But yeah, that heavyweight fight was tough to score. Well, going into that decision, I didn't know who was going to be the winner, and then sure enough, the fucking decision was a split draw. So, Shoemaker did. It should be noted that Shoemaker, I think, did land the best shots in the fight.
Davey, involved in new Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Art Davies
Says UFC founder.
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Hold on, my phone said it did a freaking.
It's got a picture.
It did a correction
Right
on me.
No,
it's all KFC owner. No, not KFC.
That's not him. He looks like he would be an owner of Bare Knuckle.
No, that's not him. That guy does look like a scumbag, though.
Yeah. UFC founder Art Davey involved in new Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Okay, but that's not him. That's not the guy we're talking about.
Okay, let's see who
I don't
Art
know who
Davey
Art
is.
Davey is, but
Says he's looking for the new next superstar.
yeah. Anyway, Shoemaker landed.
That's him.
No, that's not him. Shoemaker landed some great counter lefts, like left jabs off the counter that seemed to push Sherman back, and I was impressed with that. But outside of that, he didn't do much. And then Sherman scattered some blows throughout the fight also. So
I tried. Phone died.
I got this here. Hold up.
I was on to something.
Chris Lee been on the card also. Shit.
That's this next one coming up? Or?
No. Okay, the next one was the chick fight.
David Feldman.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yes.
Let me see a picture.
BKFC was founded in April 2018.
You got a picture?
It's Wikipedia. I don't know. Wikipedia doesn't have
last
picture.
year.
Yeah, just last year.
Yeah, I figured this is our fifth event, so that makes sense.
Yeah, last year, Bare Knuckle promotion based in Philadelphia.
David, that name sounds super familiar. I think that is it.
Let's see here. One
he
second.
looked pretty amped.
Let's see. Yeah, so the first was held in 2018 with 4 numbered events held in February 2019.
Yeah, it's David Feldman. You're right.
Yeah. Of course I'm right. Wasn't no Art Davey. I don't know who that is, but yeah, Feldman.
Well, on to the chick fight. I guess this was the inaugural flyweight championship fight for Bare Knuckle FC. Britton Hart versus Christine Feria.
Which
or
was
Feria. I think Christine Feria is the. Is she Brazilian?
I don't know. She looked pretty brutal though.
Yeah, she was a beast. But yeah, round 1 they kind of felt each other out the whole time, and then round 2, Feria caught her with a ferocious right cross, and then followed it up with a flurry of punches, which led to a doctor's stoppage. That was the fight where the chick's eyeball was like coming out of her eye socket. Huh?
She must have caught her just nice and clean right across her eyebrow, and it looked like it split like the inner part of her eyebrow and then her lower eyelid.
Yeah.
Right.
That's because she was fighting a man.
Cut.
Yeah, her eye was fucked.
They missed up the genital check and they put her up against a male. Well, if y'all seen
It was
this,
basically like a miniature cyborg.
It was a brutal fight, and they're saying I guess Christine Feria might fight Beck Rawlings next. Which
you
would be
hear
a good
Nipsey
fight.
Hussle got shot?
Of course I heard.
Poor Nipsey.
They
Poor
killed
little
Nip.
nipple.
Yeah, they killed the nipple.
Nipply. Nipply Hustle. And then he had a freaking
was doing a lot.
they had like a candlelight visual thing the next night in LA.
Somebody died there.
Yes, there was a
Hell
huge
broke
group
loose.
of people there, and somebody, like a car backfired or something, and everybody started running because they thought it was like a shot or a bomb. So there was this huge stampede of people running. Their shoes were off. Fucking people were getting plowed over because people were running, and it turned out to be nothing. Like people died from the stampede of the sound of the backfire.
Right, well, you know.
Fuck, they were paranoid probably because the guy just
Like
got
I
shot.
say, you play hood games, you win hood prizes.
That's
It
brutal.
sucks. It sucks that he was murdered.
Yeah,
But at the same time,
I don't know
he
nothing
was a
about
gang
it.
member.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was doing a lot of good stuff for his community.
Didn't he have like a clothing
And, like,
store or something?
It happened right in front of his.
Right. He was
clothing
trying to
shop.
like revive that.
I didn't know he
area,
was
huh?
like a gang
Yeah,
person.
He was dumping a lot of time, money, all that to like rebuild his community where he grew up, to make it better for the kids in the hood, you know. And he was doing big things, but at the same time, he was an active gang member. So, and I'm sure TJ could enlighten
Yeah,
us
where
This
the
is,
fuck
a,
is
this, is
TJ?
a, this is a future active gang member.
Because you and your
No,
damn
it's not.
that damn baby in the back.
It keeps popping up on my
Because we know
timeline.
TJ is very knowledgeable when it comes to the
Yeah, where
hip-hop
the fuck
scene.
is TJ?
He blocked you or blocked me on the group text because he probably blocked me because I made fun of his bracket. But I was just kidding. And so when he blocked my number, it blocks all the group texts, I think.
Well,
Okay.
here we are eulogizing Nipsey Hussle without TJ.
Yeah, the guy that knows everything about hip-hop.
Yeah. I was just kidding about the brackets. It's,
So when
I just win. It's
when
something I
you
do.
said you were gonna add
happens.
TJ and her.
I make fun.
TJ was never in that one. It was just
I
us
guess
three.
not. Yeah, because I had it. I created a group text earlier this week when I decided to
With
get the
all of
fights
us.
tonight with Ernie, Natalie, and TJ.
Because him and
he,
I were
TJ,
talking.
yeah, but TJ never
TJ
replied
never
because he had
responded,
blocked.
actually.
I think he blocked my phone number.
There's only 3 numbers in ours, and it was us 3.
No. Oh, that's since then. But earlier, look.
Anyways, TJ's not here. If you still follow
this
your
it?
show,
I think so.
TJ,
Yeah,
you
where
know,
the
a show,
fuck is
a show that
TJ?
you're a part of, you know, like if you actually
what the
still
hell,
listen
TJ?
to it when things come on.
Look, you've been
TJ, we
texting.
were supposed to do our Nipsey Hussle eulogy today. What
Yeah.
the hell?
Isn't he trying to pull one off on Tuesday?
And then you texted just
think
me and
so.
TJ and you. And you were talking about this weekend, and you were talking about getting Chris on and all that,
Yeah.
and that you passed all these followers, and he never replied.
Oh yeah, Chris was
Not even to
supposed
congratulate us on the followers.
Yeah,
What kind of partner is
our
that?
Twitter's blown
Jacked
up,
up, TJ.
Oh yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Just tell us what I did.
got over 1,200 followers.
Look,
now.
Ernie, Tim, and TJ. All 3 of us. And he never. It's because he probably blocked me. And when he does, he's not going to get the messages.
And
If
after
I'm in
this,
the group.
after this bare knuckle fighting episode, it's gonna double our followers at least.
Right.
Because we're the official podcast of Bare Knuckle FC.
Probably because I sent this. He's like, fuck this. Or
Fucking A. That's a hell of a gift right there.
I don't know,
That
I
was
felt
for
like I was
TJ.
pretty good on mine, and then no gifts. I was kicking old school with the savage memes.
That's right.
I wonder,
I almost hit you with the stick to what you're good at one.
no, that's why I was sending this to Tim, just saying if it was too late, it better be earlier.
Right, I was in the mix of that one.
Yeah.
You gotta hit her with a LOL this cunt.
Yeah, that one. That's always a good one.
Anyway, on to the main event. Artem Lobov.
Was that TJ? I
And
just heard an
Jason
alarm.
Knight.
Beep. Did you hear it?
Hopefully. His fucking ass
Well,
needs
he's
to
not
be
going
here
to be
right
able
now.
to record. It's too late for him now.
Well, he needs to drop in and eulogize Nipsey.
Right.
All right, go on. Real quick.
Old nigga Nip.
Yeah, so Artem Lobov and Jason Knight. Great fight.
Yeah.
Lots of action. I thought it was really, really even in the first round. We saw tremendous flurries, great action. Both guys were fresh and they wanted to get after it in the
Couple
first round.
knockdowns on both behinds.
Yeah, it was scored 2 knockdowns and 2 slips. Well, I don't think they score slips, but the ref called it 2 slips in the first round. When they went back to review it, it looked like one of those Artem Lobov slips was actually a knockdown. So it looked like Jason Knight scored a couple, or should have scored a couple knockdowns in that first round, but it was 1-1 at least. But a great round to watch. And the second round was really no different, except you didn't see quite as much knockdowns, but both fighters got after it.
Yeah,
still.
they were getting savage with it, like hitting each other with good hits.
And that second round, that was the second round when it started was when the crowd fight.
Right. Apparently there was a
Went
crowd
off.
fight that we didn't even see if we could come across that somewhere.
Yeah.
There was plenty of people in the crowd recording.
Yeah.
So
you could tell, and it was such a big ordeal that the announcers even said something about it.
Right.
They said, "Oh, and there's a big fight in the crowd
you can
right
see
now."
everybody in the crowd looking, not even watching the actual fight. They're watching
A
the
great
crowd
fight, by the way, but
Right.
everybody in the crowd is turned away, like with their phones recording some shit happening in the crowd.
But if you're watching on pay-per-view, their cameras stayed dedicated
Yep.
to the fight, so we could only see.
Which
The
was
fight.
fine because
Yeah.
it was a great fight, but go on the internet because they're uploading these videos right now as we speak.
yeah.
Like
I need to
there's
change my score.
Some shit went down in the fucking crowd at the bare knuckle fights tonight.
Wait, there was fighting in the crowds?
Yes.
Yeah.
During the
And
main
then
event.
second round of the main event, like the announcers.
I don't like that
The
shit.
announcers were like, "Oh, there's a big fight in the crowd right
And
now."
like, you see hundreds of people just looking
And
into
the crowd that you could see behind the ring, everybody was like turned
With
to
their
the side
phones
with their
recording
phone
that.
up like this. It looked like it was like a second deck maybe fight
Ew.
Yeah.
because they were looking up into the sky almost.
Bare knuckles, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the
Bare
camera
knuckle.
stayed focused on the ring, so
Yep.
we didn't see nothing.
Was the bare
But the
knuckles?
second
Crowd
round, great action again. Lobov did score another knockdown, so I think he won the first 2 rounds. I thought that was clear. The first round was pretty close, but I thought Lobov won the first 2 rounds. And he fought a lot like he usually does with his hands at his hips.
Right, he took a couple because of that. And
Yeah,
then when
for
he-
sure.
When he
for
did,
sure.
his hands came up.
But it looks
But
good
he-
as long as you don't get stunned by those shots. You could take shots all day. If you're fighting with your hands to your hip, it looks good. I think to the judges.
For something like that, sure. Because like in the
Even-
UFC, they kind of frown upon it, where they're like they think that
Even in the
you're not
UFC, though, I
defending
think.
yourself.
But even in the UFC, I think if you're taking blows to the head because you have your hands to your hips, as long as they're not affecting you, like if you're still,
Just
if you're
eating them.
countering those punches still, I think
Right.
it does look good.
It's just like, look at this.
Did I
crazy
win?
Fucker.
Yeah.
I think I won.
No, I don't think so. I think
The other guy
Virginia-
has Duke winning it all. I've got Virginia.
No, look at. No, yeah, but he has Duke beating Virginia, I think. Or no, he's still ahead of you. So you need this. You need
Barely.
the next win to pass him. But there's only one more game left, so you have to get the win to pass him.
And then I win.
And then you win, yeah.
So I just have to pass him on the next game.
Yeah, Virginia has to win it all. There's one more game left. If Virginia wins, you win.
And if Virginia loses?
You lose.
You lose.
But I had a dream that they won, so they're going to win.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Then it's a foregone
2 nights ago, I had a
conclusion.
dream I was there, and it was a big celebration.
Yeah? Go on.
Virginia won.
Congratulations on your win.
I don't know. It was very bizarre, but I was at this college basketball game, and it was Virginia, and I was just like, my bracket.
I won, bitches.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, congratulations to Virginia on their big victory in the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yes.
Tournament. It
Now,
hasn't happened yet, other
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Natalie's dream.
Predictions.
I
But
just need
they
it.
did win today, so they made it to the finals.
See?
That's good. Eliminated Tony.
good. Because
and TJ got eliminated a long time ago.
so that's why he's pissed.
Maybe
If they would have won, Tony would have won or if Virginia would have lost today, Tony would have won the pool.
the name of his bracket is
And I hate
Tahiti's
it
Top
when
Notch
Tony
Bracket.
wins.
Everybody does.
Yeah, he's
'cause,
gone now.
He just won't shut up about it. And I don't even play in any of these fantasy leagues with you guys, but just knowing Tony,
Yeah.
when the fucker wins, he don't fucking. You'll hear.
You know
today.
what
I guess it
upset.
should be mentioned. This is not friend of the podcast, Big Tony, but
Oh, yeah,
future
different.
friend of the podcast,
Little Tony.
Little Tony. Yeah, we got. I still haven't had him on yet, but I
Really?
got to get him on.
He's busy. He just had a baby.
That's true. That's probably why.
Come on, Ashley.
TJ's
Let Tony.
Actually,
free.
we should probably get Tony and Ashley on just
That'd
to
be
talk
the best
about
way.
having a baby.
Yeah.
have a baby episode.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, theirs is just, it's different.
Why is it different?
It's different.
Cause what? They're married?
Just because they had a two-headed child doesn't mean it's
No.
that different.
I mean, they removed no. Their baby's perfectly healthy and a beautiful little girl.
No, yeah,
It's
talking
okay.
about the baby. As far as like delivering all that could be that's different for everybody. But
We don't have
as
to
far
talk
as
about
like
the whole delivery. We're just talking about like early
Just
parenting.
Already. having
yeah,
a
that would
kid
be
at
important.
Yeah.
How your life has changed since
Exactly,
the baby's
yeah.
moved in.
Fucking is.
See this? TJ's bracket, Tahiti's Top Notch Bracket. I changed the name of my bracket to Tahiti's Top Knot Bracket. And then I think
See,
that's
this
when,
is
blocked.
and that's when I think he stopped. I
You're
haven't
over
heard from
here.
him since. But then I went back and changed it back to Mr. Bitches because I lost a game. And
You're over here shooting shots towards TJ, and then you want to know why he's upset with you.
I was
fucking
just
is.
a joke though. My bracket name. I thought it was hilarious when I changed it, and I was like,
was
"Oh,
hilarious.
he's gonna see that I changed it to
Right, and then
Tahiti's
he
Top
lost.
Knot." No, well, I lost one game, but I'm still on top to win
No,
it
but
all. Everybody else is below
He
me.
lost. He's done. Right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a
Where
while
the fuck
ago.
is TJ, by the way?
The Mexico
Call
cartel
him.
again.
Just call him. Let's
Fucking
do a
A.
live call right now. Which I guess
Tell
a
them
recorded
sorry. I
live
didn't mean
call.
to make fun, but I figured they would be okay.
No, we're gonna try to get him on speaker right now.
Fucking A.
I always pull everyone's poke at people.
What time is it?
Late,
It's like 9 something.
9:37. It's late.
Late, Grandma.
It's late for me.
Hold on. We got TJ.
Should have got FaceTime audio going.
Let's see if he answers.
He's mad at me. He's not gonna answer.
Come on, TJ.
Tell him
Your
I changed.
call has been forwarded to
Tell him I changed it back to Mr. Bitches a while ago.
951 is not available.
Son of a
You should
bitch.
have said, I didn't mean to poke all these mean things. I was
Did you
just
just-
kidding. It's just fun.
Play his phone number on the pod.
Oh yeah.
I can edit that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that.
Yeah.
Let me make a note of that. Where that was.
Yeah, real quick.
Yep. Whoop.
Imagine he just starts getting all sorts of wild calls and be like, "What the hell did you guys do?" Like, oh yeah, sorry again,
My
TJ.
bad.
Oh, poor TJ.
That was pretty funny. You can leave all this tangent on it, but like,
Fucking A.
Good thing you said something.
because I thought about it, it's
I know,
like
huh?
you have reached the phone, you know, and it's like full on read off
You
his
know what's
number.
funny is I listened to this one podcast called Legion of Skanks, and they do shit like that sometimes in there. And they had, I forget who they had on as a guest once, but they were like doing that. They were like, call this fucker. And the same shit happened. And they started the same exact shit. You have reached phone number 586, and everybody was like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa.
hang it up, hang it up. Yeah, once phone numbers get out there, people just start calling.
The funny thing is the host of that show gave his phone number out.
And his phone,
Who?
he had to change his number, I'm
I don't,
sure.
he probably did end up changing
Which one's
it.
the host? There's like
Louis
4
J.
of them.
Gomez.
Oh, is that how I met Kim?
No, she's a
Oh.
comedian. But yeah, he gave out his number on one of the shows, and they were like taking calls during the show and shit.
Just random people.
Yeah, but he was like, the show's not. Now the show's pretty damn popular because all the guys have been on like Joe Rogan's podcast and shit and promoted it. But back in this day, he was like calling fans asking for rides home and shit after
Right,
the
when he was
podcast.
still pro.
Yeah. So, probably got out to a few hundred people, but
Even that, though.
Well,
I mean,
this lady just paid
Yeah.
for her coffee
It's
with her
something.
fingernail. You know the chip that's in your debit card? She
Yeah.
has that on her fingernail, and she went like this and
Whoa.
paid for her coffee. They cut out your chip on your card. They place
The
it
fuck?
in your fucking fingernail, and they put it on there, and you just fucking swipe your thumbnail onto the machine, and your thumb pays for it.
That's fake.
No, it ain't. Look it.
She scans it, or does she insert that into the machine?
She puts the chip basically under her.
It's you know how when you have like Apple Pay, you could just swipe like
so
that.
You do
It's
just
like
scan
that.
it.
You just scan your fingernail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Weird.
guess that makes sense.
Basically, Natalie came across this video of some lady.
Can you just scan your card like that on those Apple Pay machines?
cut out the
Yeah, you just scan.
chip portion of her debit or credit card?
Yeah, and had it put into her
Had
acrylic.
it implanted into her fake fingernail.
Yeah.
And so she's hood.
She got her nails done with her.
Yeah, she got her nails did with her card,
Weird.
I like it.
and now she has to forever keep that one chip card.
I know. Once those nails are done for, she's probably just like, "Fuck it, I need a new card now."
Right? How many cards does this woman have? I mean,
Well, those
you get your
you
nails
get.
done what?
No, I haven't done them in a long time. But when you
when
have
you
them
did?
done, no. So you get your nails done, and then you keep getting fills every 2 weeks. But that tip of the acrylic will stay there. I've only used to replace my whole wire, have them take
They
them
file
all the
it
way
down,
off,
though, don't they?
and put new ones on like twice a year. So she would have that shit for 6 months.
Twice a year.
Yeah,
Unless
they-
her nail breaks.
They
But
file
I
it
get
down
fills.
each time, right?
Yeah, if you want them filed down, some people
Yeah,
like
'cause
her
at
nails are
some
long.
point-
It's a
at some
long.
So she can
point,
just grow
she's
it out,
cutting
huh?
into her chip.
But not too. It's gonna take a while. Take a while.
And I guess you could just have them not file it down, huh? Just have that shit grow long.
Yeah, and they just fill the top. Like, so when your nails grow out and you have that gap at the top, they
Yeah.
just put more acrylic up there. So,
How do they do that?
huh? What do you mean?
Gel.
How do they fill it?
Kinda
They
gel.
just use like a gel,
Yeah, it's called acrylic.
and then they just like smooth it out.
They get a paintbrush, they dip it in the acrylic, and then
Oh,
it turns
it's
like to like a
certain
gel,
type
and then
of
they just
thick
rub it
paint.
on.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Just doing body work on your fingernails.
Yeah, like acrylic for a
Bondo.
car. Exactly. Like it's like the same shit that they do on like cars and painting like cars, but on your fingernail.
Body filler.
Fuck. Okay.
You could
Fucking
probably, if you have a chip in your car, you could probably use the same nail acrylic. Fucking
Probably.
get the paintbrush, fill your car.
All right. Back to one of the best fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just thought that was crazy.
So third round. This is when it was apparent that Artem Lobov was really getting his timing down because he really started putting it to Jason Knight
Right.
and started tuning him up.
Emoting,
I think this was the most dominant round Lobov had because he was connecting on Knight's face from all angles, basically, connecting with combos, fighting again with his hands on his hips, throwing from the hip. Had Knight in a lot of trouble, but
beat him up.
beat him up bad. And going into the round, Jason Knight was wearing the mask, but he maybe made it twice as bad during this
Oh,
round.
definitely.
But this is also where Jason Knight proved he's got a fucking chin, and that dude fights like a
Yeah,
zombie.
he was sucking him up.
Yeah.
He got stunned a few times, but they stayed banging the whole time.
Yep. And it's not like it was a 10-8 round or totally dominant because Jason Knight did land his shots too. And you look at Lobov after this round, he was bleeding. He was starting to
He
wear
was
a mask
gassed
too.
towards the end right
Yep.
there.
And then you go into the fourth round, both guys started to slow down. But you can tell they weren't fucking giving it up. They didn't care. They knew there was only 4 minutes left, and they left it all out there. They were swinging, but they did slow down. There wasn't as much action in the fourth round, but it was still really exciting. And I thought the fourth round was the first round that Jason Knight won
Yeah.
because he held his own and probably landed more strikes in this round than Lobov did.
Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen?
But again, a great round. Although the fighters both slowed down a little bit, this was a great round and a great fight up to this point. And then in the fifth round, it was bordering on epic fight status, and I think that's what it ended up being. It ended up being a really epic fight. Both guys were busted up. Even early in the fight, you could see that Lobov had a lot of blood on his right hand, and in this,
And it was from Knight's face.
in
Ugh.
this round,
Scary.
although most of that blood was from Knight's face, or maybe all of that blood was from Knight's face, in this round, his right hand was just covered in blood, and possibly both fighters at this point had 2 broken hands each.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the way they were throwing them, for sure they connected knuckle to knuckle at some point.
Both guys, I hate to be either guy right now because I'm sure
Right.
I don't know what it's like to get in some sort of crazy fist fight like that, but
You're feeling it.
yeah, I'm sure at this point they're starting to feel the
Right.
throbbing in their hands and
Their
face.
faces for sure.
But
Knight's mouth, eyes, cheekbones, everything was lumped up on him.
yeah, Knight was wearing
Broken
it.
nose.
And the fifth round, they almost seemed to get a second win because there was a little bit more action than there was in the fourth round, and it seemed like they were throwing a lot more with reckless abandon,
Right.
Just trying to literally leave it all in the ring.
Well, they had to compete with that crowd fight, so
Mhm. Yeah, I know,
they
huh?
had to turn it up a notch.
Which is great. I mean, Lobov probably knew that he was ahead on the scorecard, and Knight probably knew he needed to knock him out. And they even though Lobov knew he was ahead on the scoreboard, he was still swinging for the fences, and Knight was doing the same thing. Both guys teeing off.
Right there towards the very end, I feel like Knight was coming back.
Yep, he was. Yeah, he had Lobov on Queer Street almost in that last round. Like it was a dangerous round for Lobov
Right.
because even though he
was
refused,
gassed.
he refused to back into like a defensive shell.
He was gassed.
It
You
might
couldn't really
almost
throw him.
worked against him because
Yeah.
he was in trouble in that last round, and Knight easily won the fifth and final round. That was probably the only round you could for sure score for Knight. I scored the fourth round and the fifth round for Knight, but the fifth round was obviously Knight.
Yeah.
There's no debate about it.
But of course, Lobov victor.
Yeah, Lobov with the unanimous decision. And I think one of the judges scored at 48-47, which is how I had it. Lobov won the first 3 rounds. I think Knight won the last 2. It was an epic fight, and I think I got my money's worth overall. What did you think, Ernie?
I liked it. I like to see a lot more of them.
Yeah. June 22nd.
They need to
Bare
put
Knuckle
some
FC6.
gloves on.
Depending on
Oh, they get gloves on now. It's just like
and
Shit.
skirts.
Yeah. Might as well wear headgear. and all
Yeah,
this
makeup.
bullshit.
Fuck it. Mascara,
Gloves on.
tampons. Fuck it.
Fucking bare knuckle fighting pit.
This looks good. Homemade Swiss roll.
Drew all over the place over there.
Swiss what? Swiss roll?
Baby baths, cute little puppies, Swiss rolls.
Hungry.
We're just scrolling.
Yes.
And with the victory, the David Feldman, the CEO and promoter of Bare Knuckle FC, came on and said that Lobov earned the fight with Paulie Malignaggi, their newly signed former champ, I believe, or title challenger in boxing. I think it was I'm not too much of a boxing expert, but WBC, I think, champ, maybe, Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a great boxer. I think that's who Lobov is going to fight next. And I think he said that was going to be on that June 22nd card. So that's a fight I'm looking forward to see for sure.
Nice.
So most likely I'm going to be getting that. Obviously, that's too far in the future to really tell what my schedule looks like.
Right.
But I'll be down to get that if I'm not doing anything. And by then I'm actually
Popping pimples.
expecting to be officially known as the flagship podcast of Bare Knuckle FC.
The BKFC.
So I'm sure that they
Not to
may even send us a couple press passes to go attend that event. So
BKFC, not to be confused with KFC.
yeah,
Do a web search.
we're gonna help them make that distinction.
Yeah, we gotta.
But I'm expecting
more
us to
searches out
probably
there.
get some press passes in the mail. Probably attend that event. With the we'll be the Undoctrinated crew attending that event, covering it.
Staff.
I'll pay
yeah.
attention for sure that time.
So they'll put us up in a fancy hotel and wherever
Right.
that event is, and we'll go
Nice.
down there and cover
So
it, and then record the
When
podcast.
is it? June what?
June 22nd.
All right, we'll be over in Wyoming.
Yeah, or some shady Indian reservation.
Casino.
Try not to give birth there.
Palma Casino.
Palma. Puma.
Yeah. But yeah, that shit's good. Yeah, if you guys out there are interested in some savage beatings,
Go to Hemet and hang out in front of the.
Dude, yeah, that's the
donut
most
shop
savage
right
of them
there on
all.
Yeah.
State.
and if you can't, if you're hanging out in front of that donut shop and you don't happen to catch a savage beating with a fucking deadly weapon,
You can find it on BKFC.
Yeah.
6 on
Yeah.
June 22nd.
Also, look online for the BKFC 5 crowd fight. I'm gonna
Bare
try and
Knuckle
get that
Fighting
going.
Championship number 5
Yeah,
crowd fight
crowd fight
during main event.
during main event too.
Yeah.
There was a few fights we didn't cover, so to those fighters that didn't hear their name on this episode, well,
Whatever.
it is
Come
what it
fight
is.
me about it.
Because I kept interrupting with weird things.
That's true. You got anything else, Natalie?
No?
All right, Ernie, we're gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for sticking around for the
Yeah,
post
thanks
fight
for coming
No
over,
problem.
Ernie.
fucking
That was fun.
Thanks for
official
having me.
podcast
Yeah.
and post fight discussion show.
Next time I gotta
Yeah.
have some drinks in me.
That's right.
That'd
Me
be
too.
A lot better.
Next
2
time,
months.
next time we'll do something. We'll do something special for the fights.
I gotta
Special.
work tomorrow, so that's why
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
get
all
drunk.
good.
What do you mean something
And I
special?
gotta drive and all that.
Something
other
special
shit.
that I can enjoy too?
We'll have the baby's room set up by then too.
Yes,
So.
let me know.
Oh, yeah, the
I am
baby.
so down for that.
We got to
one.
buy stuff for the baby first to set it up.
I ain't buying shit for the baby.
Yeah, we need to buy a crib and a car seat.
I'm buying it a baseball glove and that's it.
No.
And then
hockey stick.
once it learns how to throw a baseball, then my work is done.
Where's it supposed to get? Where's it
So you're
supposed to
shooting for a
sleep?
pitcher? Next pitcher of the LA Dodgers?
Yeah, man, I don't want
The
to pay for
hospital
a
won't
bunch of
let us-
hockey equipment.
The hospital won't let us take it home if it doesn't
Teeth.
have a car
All that
seat.
shit.
Just needed to throw a baseball really hard. Actually, to be honest, I think the best route would be to get it to learn how to be like a long snapper in football because it's such a niche fucking talent to, and it's so easy. And long snappers don't take punishment on the football field because you're not allowed to touch them. But if you could snap it between your legs 15 yards behind you and hit a candlestick off of a trash can, you can make it to the NFL.
I can do
Use
that.
the backyard.
Yeah,
for
we're just
training
going to work on long snapping all day in the backyard.
all day, every day, till whatever college of his choice.
Fucking A. Full ride scholarship followed by a 25-year NFL career as a
Right.
long snapper. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I shouldn't have said that on the podcast. Now there's going to be a fucking flood of long snappers coming up through the ranks that he's going to have to compete with.
Yeah, maybe so.
Oh, well. People don't stick around to the
Yeah,
end of these
they're
anyway.
not dedicated like you are.
They're like, oh, they're talking about bare knuckle fights. Fuck that. What are you watching? Who cares about this shit?
Just look at it.
Yeah, it's gross. That person is. Both of those people are gross.
No. That's what I want to do to people.
You're
Pop their
gross.
pimples.
Yeah.
All right, Ernie.
Yeah, you guys love you.
Love you too,
man.
Ernie
Thanks
Fig.
for coming
Thanks
on.
for coming over.
Bully niggas better hold it down. Right, left, he's toothless. Not cute, but the big homie's ruthless. With my two fists, I can move this. And about to prove that I can move it with my true spit. I'm locked and loaded, I'm ready, I'm heavy lyrics, so steady. This for the block, big homie, about to get it, man. It's time to get it, my nigga. My villain spit it, my nigga. And if you feel it, my nigga, then throw a villain, man. Veteran, now I'm bustin' with my strange cats. Chrissy County, taking knees, and my nigga scat. Chasing paper, my nature, we bout to sew up the nation. We keep it real while you faking, now how you love that? Rather scrapping the rapping, see I'm attacking the action. Big homie making it happen, now shake it, girl. That pussy popping and clapping, and I'll be tossing you cabbage, and you be watching the savage, so come and get it, girl.
What's your mode when you're talking to me? I knock you out. Peace, definitely, I hold it. For my block, for my hood, for my sector. Look at what your mouth gotcha. Nigga shoulda held it. Watch your mouth or you might get hit in it. 1 piece, 2 piece, did it. This is for the niggas from my section. Hope you learn the lesson. Bully niggas
Watch
better
me
hold
as
it
I
down.
rise to the pain. I walk through the flames insane. With lyrical scatter and spit that'll splatter your brain. I'm tired of chatters, get choppers to rattle your frame. We indie like Wendy's, it's my way, we robbing the game. I'm throwing them things and swing with the pains and rains. Your vertigo murder show dumping on niggas with strange. Ring the alarm, the heavy fucking hitters on. My patience is scorned, the heavy fucking spitters on. I'm poised to attack, I'm posted with G's in the back. My swagger's so mean with a mini machine on my back. For violence I fiend, I move with a team, it's a crack. Go local for Rojo, I put that muzzle to your back. And take you on a walk you won't come back from. I take you to the other side of the black sun.
If you disrespect, you gotta regret it.
You're fucking right, Joe Vertigo said it, that's for your mouth.
Yeah, watch your mouth when you're talking to me. I knock you out. Peace, definitely, I hold it. For my block, for my hood, for my sector. Look at what your mouth gotcha. Nigga shoulda held it. Watch your mouth or you might get hit in it. 1 piece, 2 piece, did it. This is for the niggas from my section. Hope you learn the lesson. Bully niggas better hold it down.
Run up when I'm with a bitch, mumbling, bumping some shit.
So good.
I'm rapping, I'm just picking it. Chump, I don't do battles in this rap, I'll outshadow your spit.
That is the sound of me eating on the podcast.
When I'm eating, some niggas just keep peeping. I guess they just heat seeking when they come out
Oh,
with
so good.
Twix ice cream bar if you've never had one.
I went to the liquor store today to get change. And I went there with the intent of breaking a 20 by buying a Snickers ice cream bar.
Those are so bomb.
Those are really good.
Too.
They didn't have a Snickers ice cream there, but they had 2 Twix ice cream bars left.
Oh, that was meant to be. A sign.
Right down.
Yeah, those are pretty delicious. If you've never had a Twix, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've never had a Twix. You probably don't live in the USA. You probably live in a third world shithole country.
For their skin, we're sorry.
But there's probably too many Americans that haven't tried Twix ice cream. These are even better.
The vegans, no offense. You all are fine. But you're missing out on things in life. I'm just saying.
This probably isn't vegan, huh?
No, there's cream in the milk. Comes from a cow. I mean,
No.
I don't think that's allowed in veganism.
No.
Or whatever how you say it.
It's vegetarian, though. God damn, that's good. Anyway.
I'm going to eat the other one soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
That was a heck of an episode. Great fights. Great fights.
Sorry about almost giving out your phone number, TJ. But we fixed it.
Yeah. Yes, we did. Great fights. Artem Lobov, Jason Knight. Thank you for that memorable battle tonight.
Was that the last one? The bloody,
Yeah.
lots of blood? Ugh.
Yeah.
Yuck, scary. Yeah.
I think there was more blood on Artem Lobov's right fist
Ooh.
than there was on any other fighter's face on the card.
Crazy.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it already, look that shit up. That shit's awesome. Super entertaining.
Bare Knuckle Championship fighting.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Oh, fighting championship.
5.
What did I say?
Hashtag
Championship?
BKFC.
That's it.
5.
BKFC.
We are the official podcast of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yes.
They just don't know it
Official.
yet. We're moving in on that territory.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we wrap it up, what did you think about The Devil We Know?
What was that? Which one was that again?
That was the one about the
Teflon?
that was the documentary about Teflon.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Sad shit, man.
DuPont shit.
Fuck DuPont and MC3 or M3C, whatever that stupid company. Those bastards.
Wait, what?
The chemical. So DuPont would get their chemicals from the company C. It's a very popular company. It's called C3M or M3C or something like that. 3M, that's it.
But that
yeah.
company, but 3M recognized once the hazard of the chemical was recognized, they
Made a new chemical.
No, but they stopped. They stopped manufacturing it. The DuPont continued. Like they started making it themselves. They took over the whole operation, what 3M was doing, and continued putting it in their products.
That's
Like,
bastard.
definitely DuPont, definitely evil. 3M, they were kind of like they were doing fucked up shit kind of unwittingly though.
Yeah.
And then once they found out the dangers of it,
Yeah,
they stopped.
and then DuPont, once they found out that the fucking that one Teflon chemical was so bad, then they just made a new one.
Yeah, the Gen X shit.
Yeah.
And that's the shit. So If you haven't seen The Devil We Know,
You should watch it.
well, yeah, go
it's
watch
kind
it.
of
It's on
scary
Netflix.
though. It's gonna like freak you
Very
out.
scary. It's about the dangers of Teflon. And,
Well, not just Teflon, everyday shit that you have in your house. Like
what was the chemical called that they were using that is the danger that they were making Teflon with? Was it
I don't even know. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot remember.
I don't know. It's beside the point, really. So they were using this chemical to make Teflon products.
Devil's juice or some shit.
Yeah. Devil's jizz.
Yeah.
They're using it to make Teflon products for years and years and years, and the employees in their factories were getting fucked up. They were, they had all these issues with their offspring, right?
Yes, it was the people
Like the people
that worked there.
worked in a certain part of the factory.
The ladies, they would get, if they got pregnant.
There was like 8 women that worked in a certain part of the factory where they were actually like heating up this substance and like molding it into whatever products they were making. And like 3 of the 8 ladies had a child with this certain birth defect.
Yeah,
Was
messed
it
up.
3 or was it 3 or 4? I forget.
It-
There was
too many.
a significant number of the ladies that worked in this part of the factory that had.
Oh, at PFOA. That's
PF
the
that's the
main
chemical?
Yeah, it's
That's the chemical that they were buying from 3M.
perfluoro something. Nothing known as C8.
C8.
Yes,
that's
C8.
it. That's what they were calling it. C8.
Yep.
And that's what they were getting from
And there's
3M.
no way to get at it, like get that chemical once it's out and about. Like there's no way to get it. It doesn't go away.
It
There's
has no half-life.
Yes, no half-life. So like, and they were like dumping this fucking shit. Like there was a main factory where they did this shit. The factory that the
Was that
fucking.
Virginia?
I think so. It's that one state where they got fucking the roads are named after DuPont. Fucking there's
Yeah.
like DuPont school. Fucking
I think
everything's
it is
DuPont.
Virginia.
And everybody like works there. They bought part of this man's farm, like half of it, to use it to dump waste
Yeah.
water. And they're like, "Oh, it's fine. Like, it's just water, like waste. It's gonna not harm you or anything." All his cattle died. They got
It
sick.
should be pointed out that they purchased a permit from the government to dump their waste in the river.
Yeah, the river
was, like,
that
back
people
in the
was drinking
50s
out
or
of.
60s,
and
right?
and this man got sick. With the guy on the farm, he ended up dying of cancer. His wife died of cancer. Everybody in the town's getting sick as fucking cancer and shit.
But
like,
in like the 70s or 80s, he started documenting all these animals on his
Yeah.
farm that were getting these crazy deformations.
yeah, they
and,
were
like,
born all fucked up, just like the babies that were born to the workers, all messed
Yep.
up.
So he started documenting this, and then he ended up suing DuPont.
Yeah, he ended up getting paid, but then he died. Him and his
Yeah.
wife both died.
It
Like,
took a while for him because he was like the first one that brought this to everybody's attention, and then the ladies in the factory had babies, and their babies started.
And
having
then some
these
people
birth
in the
defects.
town got letters from the water company saying,
Yeah, eventually, the water company, like it was what river was it that this was? It was like the Ohio River.
I think
or
so.
something,
Yeah,
right?
like some main river.
Yeah, some giant river, and it was infecting like a huge portion of the country.
Yeah.
And like thousands of people that lived along this river and that were getting their water from this river were being infected. It was in their water supply.
Yeah.
So initially it was affecting the farmer that sold his land to the DuPont factory. Then it was affecting the women at the DuPont
Yeah.
factory.
Well,
and then it
it's-
spread to everybody who was getting their water
It's
from
everybody
this river.
like in the world, not in the world, pretty much has this chemical
yeah.
found in their body. So not only is this
Because
in
of the Teflon.
yeah, well, it's in all of it's in Scotch Guard. It's in chemicals they use to make your couch, chemicals they use to make your kitchen furniture. I mean, just
Well, tell them how they figured it out. They were trying to test.
So they wanted to see how much of this
They
chemical.
tested the women in the factory, right?
Well, yeah,
For
first they
the-
wanted to see they were like, okay, we're gonna see if this chemical's inside of your body, basically. So we're gonna take people's blood. They took like random people's, the women and other people in the factory took their blood,
Yeah.
and they found, okay, yes, there's C8 in their blood. Now we need to see like what regular blood looks like that doesn't have any C8 in it to like compare the
Yeah.
two. And they couldn't find any. They couldn't find anybody's blood anywhere. They got samples from Asia, samples from the United States, samples from Europe,
all over the world.
all over the world. Everybody has C8 in their body. You, me, Tim here, TJ, all of us, everybody. The only blood that they found that they could get was archived blood from soldiers that enlisted into the fucking army Prior to the
From
Korean, War.
Yeah.
Those are the only people that didn't have
Because this was
C-
before the
before
spread of
C8.
Teflon.
Yes, before they started coming out with Teflon. So, you know, we all have this fucking chemical on us because it's not just the Teflon. It's that C8 chemical that they use in everyday shit that's all
Yeah.
around our houses.
Yeah.
It's not just the pans. That's just a small portion of it. I mean, it's in your clothes, in
Yeah.
your ski pants, it's in your
Yeah.
tents,
Furniture.
tents, pants, everything. It's in everything.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, they're like, okay, we got rid of the C8. And then they replaced it with this other chemical that has all the same compounds as C8.
Right.
Gen X.
That's how the fucking documentary
And it just
ended.
ends like that. Like,
They were
fuck
like,
you,
"Oh,
you're still
yeah."
fucked.
So DuPont took action finally, like after all this giant class action lawsuit.
And it barely just a few years ago ended. And this has
Right.
been going on since
so
like 20, 30
we kind of
years.
skipped ahead. Like, so it was found out eventually that they were infecting the water supply of thousands of people in the Ohio River Valley, and all these people pooled their money together to fund this class action lawsuit against DuPont, and they ended up winning. And they won it was like over $1 billion.
Yeah, a lot of
wasn't
money.
it?
I think so, yeah.
It was a gigantic sum of money. And then they part of that lawsuit was like DuPont obviously had to finally stop manufacturing products with this C8 chemical. So what DuPont did is they chemically arranged a different chemical. Like they manipulated the chemical formula to basically be the same exact thing, but like one element off. And it's like this new chemical called Gen X. It's basically the same exact thing that they're manufacturing all their products with now. So you have these products coming out now that are described as Teflon free, but they have this. It's only because they're C8 free, and they're basically made with this Gen X chemical, which is the exact same thing. So it's still the deadly nature of these products is still on the market.
Yeah. And it'll be like another 40 to 50
Under a
years
new
until
name,
they're like,
essentially.
oh, this whole thing repeats itself.
Yeah. It's almost like what they're doing with the drug war. Like they'll outlaw a drug like Molly, MDMA. So then not companies, but like
people start making synthetic.
Yeah, well, I guess some companies probably do. Mostly companies overseas and shit. They manufacture different chemicals like
DMA
MDA
or that's it, MDA.
Yeah, other chemicals that just have like a single elemental difference.
Yeah.
That one thing makes it legal, and who knows what it does differently to your body. But now just because of the chemical, when they test it, it's not MDMA, it's something else.
It slams you up in the hospital. It fucks you up too bad. That's what happens.
You don't know what it does.
No, I'm
It
just
could
kidding.
be in some cases you never know. They might have created a better drug. We don't know.
Yeah.
But in a lot of cases you hear like, I don't know, with bath salt, and I don't necessarily know what that is.
Yeah.
But I'm sure bath salt is just a derivative of like some crazy drug that they made illegal.
Yeah.
So that's what the drug war leads to, is fucking all these weird substances. You don't want to call them illicit because they're not illegal yet.
Yeah.
Weird substances being sold on the market legally.
Right. Yeah.
Not for human
and
consumption.
that can be
but
good
get you
or
fucked
bad.
up.
Who knows? I mean, yeah.
It's terrible.
No, I
but
mean, yeah, like
it's a side effect really of the drug war. If you end the drug war, you stop all the
But
bullshit.
I wonder, some of those, like that MDA or whatever, like maybe,
I think now
does that end up
MDA
coming
is
to be like a good thing?
MDA is illegal now, but
Maybe-
MDA was like a derivative of MDMA.
Well, yeah, maybe that's what I mean. Like maybe
it was an
some of
offshoot
those, maybe because of that, some things that they make because they're not allowed to manufacture one thing, then they might come up with something else that ends up being, something that people like.
Yeah,
But
it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
You can make an offshoot of a drug, a popular illicit substance that people like and like,
or
just as
ones that
much,
can kill you.
Yeah, or you make an offshoot of that drug that makes people want to eat people's faces.
The zombie drug. That shit.
Yeah, who
I
knows?
seen wild
Flocka.
videos online where people were hurting themselves bad because they were enraged. This one guy was like beating his head against this window of this car, and the people inside the car had the windows up, and they were like, like, we're not getting outside. This guy's going crazy, and he just kept beating himself on this thick glass of this windshield of this car, and like the windshield started cracking, and blood squirting out everywhere, and they're like yelling at him to stop, and he's just going crazy and just wouldn't stop doing it, and then the video cut out, but it wasn't fake, like,
Damn.
and they were speaking in Spanish, and they were like freaking out, the people in the car, and this guy was just like beating his own head against the windshield, and they said it was like those salts or something like that.
Huh.
It's crazy.
I don't know too much about it. I just know it's all bad.
He looked like a zombie too. He looked all fucked up.
Anyway, let's move on to the next
Right.
movie review. You got any off the top? Before I read the next title, you want to mention any that you're thinking of that we might have watched?
I don't know.
What about Ingrid Goes West?
Oh man, that was a weird movie.
That was weird. It was good.
It was
though.
good, but it was just weird. Yeah.
And it
Poor
was super
Ingrid.
relevant to the times, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it was kind of like, it wasn't, I wouldn't call it a horror movie.
I felt
but
sorry for Ingrid.
Yeah, it was almost like a psychological thriller
Yeah, it was
about based on social media
Yeah.
exposure and shit like that.
Yeah, this girl like desperately wanted to fit in and be people that she's seen on Instagram, but she went a little too far and like
Right.
moved away to go fucking stalk this one lady, and then just like
Right. So she was really
wanted to become her.
really into Instagram.
yeah,
It consumed her life,
yeah,
and she would stalk people on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, one of the people she was stalking, I think, gave her a like or something, like liked one of her posts.
I think so. Yeah, liked her comment or something like that, or
Yeah.
replied
So
back
then,
to her.
Like in her head, like she thought that this had to be her new best friend.
Yeah,
So she ended up moving all the way across the country
yeah,
to meet this person. She ended up stalking her hardcore, like found out all this personal information.
yeah. Like found out
about
where
her
she lived,
so
found out
could
where
get
she
in
went every
close with
day,
all the
stole her
shit she was
dog.
into. Yeah, that's how she ended up meeting.
Yeah,
her.
because
She ended up stealing her dog, and then once the fucking
she played hero. Like, oh, I found your dog and I'm bringing it back.
Once she saw a wanted poster for this
Yeah.
dog, she called it and was like, "Oh, I have your dog."
And she only fed it fucking hot Cheetos, like sad shit.
Yeah, let's not do too much since this one's not a documentary. No spoiler alerts,
right.
but that's basically how the movie starts.
Yeah. And it's like a bittersweet ending. Just kind of,
Oh yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
seem like the cycle's broken
Very
at the end.
bittersweet, yeah.
So it's very bittersweet. Poor
Yeah,
Ingrid.
a good movie. Watch it.
Yeah, watch
it. Ingrid Goes West.
Ingrid, I can't say it, goes west. Yeah.
What did you think? And you might not remember this one. This one we watched over a month ago. What did you think about Bad Samaritan?
What's that?
That was the movie. I'm going to set the stage for you. Again, I don't want to give away. I don't want to do a spoiler alert here, but the two kids were working valet.
Oh,
kids.
I loved that
And
movie.
they had
It
like
was so good.
they had like a criminal, low budget
If you
criminal.
see any
scheme going
movie,
on.
go pick that one because that one is so good.
And Bad Samaritan. So these two younger
Ugh,
kids,
so good.
they had like a little organized crime thing going on because through their valet job. They worked at this real
High-end
elegant
restaurant.
restaurant, and they worked valet there. So they would get these vehicles that came through. They would identify these rich people whose cars they would take.
They could just tell by they pull up. You got a fucking
And
crazy
you know how,
fancy car.
Yeah, you know how fancy cars are today. They've got the whole
GPS
built
tells
in
you
and
where your
shit.
home is.
Yeah.
You just hit the home
So they would
button.
they would get the car, enter it into the GPS like recent destinations and shit.
Yeah.
And basically find out where these people live, drive the car to their home.
But one of the valet guys was still there,
Yeah,
so
one
you
of
could
the valet-
watch them in
yeah,
the restaurant to keep an eye
yeah,
out.
he'd
Like,
stay
look, they're
back.
still eating dinner. You've got time, bro.
The one kid would go and take the car basically to their
They would
house.
like switch off and take
open
turns.
up the fucking garage door, basically just break in with the keys.
Yeah.
Boom,
Rob the
bing,
place.
bang, boom.
Yep.
Fucking have access to these people's houses.
Yep. It's like they're on dessert, bro. Hurry
Yeah.
up and come
Yeah.
back.
So they're doing this. They get this one douchebag's car. Like in the movie, they made this one guy He pulls up in a Maserati, and he's the biggest asshole of them.
Yeah,
he's like,
big old
"Don't
dick."
fucking scratch my car, you piece of shit." Basically,
Yeah.
that's not the exact words, but that's the shit that you get from this guy. And they're like, "Okay, this is our guy. We're gonna fucking take him for as much as we can."
Yeah.
So they drive to his house. He gets in the house. He finds the fucking black card. Like a letter. He finds the mail, and in the mail is like a new black card that they have to activate. He's like, "Oh, this is a jackpot right here."
Yeah.
So then he's
Like
like,
a
"All right, we
no-limit
gotta
card.
activate this from the guy's house," And he's looking for the guy's phone. And he's searching around in the house, and he goes into this one room. It's like the guy's office. It's dark. There's nobody home. There's no pets or nothing. He's all alone in this guy's house.
And it's a weird house. It's like one of those techie houses. Like,
Yeah, it's a smart home.
yeah, smart home.
Yeah.
Super modern smart home.
And the guy, he sits down at his computer, and then he realizes, like, there's a flash of light while he's sitting at this guy's desk, and then he looks up. He's in pitch dark this whole time in this guy's house. And he looks up into this flash of light and realizes there's a girl tied up in this dude's office, like mouth gagged.
Bad tied up.
She's
like,
beat the fuck up.
yeah, like,
And she's like mumbling for this guy to help her.
yeah.
Like, she's gagged, so you can barely hear what she's saying.
Yeah, like
She's
with the ball and shit. Like, fucking
she's fucking really whimpering. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad.
real bad.
So the situation goes from this asshole getting robbed to basically you're in some fucking crazy guy's house that has a chick tied up in his fucking office doing who knows what to her.
Yeah, and he's Fowler watching her the whole time
Yeah.
from his phone.
And that's about what, 20 minutes into the movie?
I think so.
And this is a good movie. You got about an hour and 15 minutes left of take it. Just let your imagination take it from there.
Yeah.
Go watch this movie. It's incredible. It's like a borderline horror film, but
yeah,
it's
but
real
keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. It's
Yeah.
one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
That's
That one I'd watch that movie again.
Bad Samaritan.
That's how good it is.
Go watch that. Good acting, great plot,
So good.
suspenseful.
Very suspenseful.
What did you think about Slammin' Salmon?
I don't remember that one. What's that one?
That was the funny movie we watched about the restaurant.
Oh God, yeah, I like that movie too. That was funny. Oh my gosh,
That was hilarious.
that was such a silly, funny
That was
movie.
the,
I liked that movie a lot. It was funny. That was a good movie.
Broken Lizard. What's that fucking?
The Boxer.
Yeah, well, yeah. That was the boxer's nickname. I think was the Slammin' Salmon, right? And he
I think so.
ended up opening the restaurant.
I think so. Yeah.
But it was I don't know what the group is is called, but they're the same guys that did Super Troopers.
Oh, are they the ones that do that one restaurant movie too?
Yeah, the
The
same guys that were
Waiting.
No,
Is that the
no,
name?
it wasn't. But this movie had a lot of those same elements.
Yeah, it was like one of those kind of movies. It's funny.
It was really good though. That was basically about a guy who was a manager of a restaurant, and the owner of the restaurant is a former championship heavyweight boxer played by Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
And he comes to him one
He
night.
passed away, huh? That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He comes to the manager one night and he's like, if you don't fucking sell $20,000 worth of fucking
Food.
sales tonight,
Yeah.
I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking
basically
slam and salmon you.
And this is a comedy, a hilarious movie. So the
funny.
manager fucking goes to his employees and is like, all right, gang, we need to fucking really have a great night tonight, and he starts this competition between all the employees to like upsell all the products and all this shit. And then I don't know, it's a funny movie.
It's hilarious.
I can't if I explain the plot to you, it wouldn't be as
No, yeah, because
appealing.
there's just so many funny
just-
things that happen, like
Just know
while
you're
they're
gonna
working.
laugh
and-
if you watch this movie.
Yeah, it's a
Slammin'
funny one.
If you like Super Troopers, you definitely got to go see Slammin' Salmon.
yeah, it's a good one. It's
It's
funny.
on. It's on. I don't know if it's on Netflix. We watched it through our DVD delivery. Yes, we still do that.
Yeah, DVD delivery.
Everybody
where it's at.
shits on DVD.com, but like if you,
Those people don't know where it's at.
I think.
Where else are they gonna get slammin' salmon? Okay.
Well, I think they fucking. I don't know. Either they illegally stream them on the internet or they pay for them on the internet.
oh,
Whereas I just pay for the subscription and have them send me the DVDs.
it's a lot easier.
I guess. Or
Seems
some
easier.
people do Redbox and shit. It's the same thing.
Slam and
Red-
Salmon's
Redbox. Well, the Redbox still has those same titles that DVD.com does.
Oh, okay.
So you get the
I
more
see. Every time I
titles
go to the grocery store, there's always somebody at the Redbox machine.
Yeah, it's because they have the more title. Like if you just have the Netflix streaming service, you're really limited to like Netflix original content.
Yeah.
And some movies that you can stream. But when you have the DVD.com added onto it where they send you the DVDs, you have a large selection
big
of
library
a
of
lot of
stuff.
new release shit and movies like Slam and Salmon and Bad Samaritan.
Yeah.
That's how we saw all that shit because we have that DVD.com.
Yeah, good
I
thing.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm not about
no,
to
me
cancel
too.
that shit.
I like it.
We've seen a lot of good. Every
We
time
get,
I
like,
pop
2
in one of
DVDs
those
at a
DVDs,
time and then
in fact,
send
all
one
these
back, you get
movies
another one.
except for The Devil We Know was one of those DVDs they sent to us.
See? Yeah.
And I got 2 more here.
Okay.
The next one is The Captain.
Which one's that? I don't remember. That's what I say about all of them until you tell me.
It was a recent movie. It came out in the last 2 years, and it was a German film. I think.
Yeah. The
And it was
guy.
black and white.
Yeah. That was a sad movie.
Kinda. It was a really good
It's
movie.
kind of fucked up. Like,
But it was all English subtitles because it's a German movie, and it's about this guy.
wait, is that the one where they kill all those people in that camp? Or in that jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie,
Yeah.
This movie is.
So it's
sad,
about it goes back to World War II. It's supposed to be 1945 Germany. The Nazis are losing the war. Europe is like a war-torn nation. There's a guy who's kind of obviously a deserter from the Nazis, and he's like wandering around trying to like, I don't know, scrounge for food and shit.
Yeah, he's super
basically,
poor, like doesn't have any clothes or anything.
Yeah, exactly. I forget how it starts. Doesn't it start with him? He's running from
Yeah, he's
other
running
Nazi
from like
soldiers. Like, who are
soldiers.
he's running from another Nazi platoon that's trying to like kill him for deserting the battlefield, and he gets away from them.
Yeah.
And he comes across a vehicle, like a
Look at
newer at the time vehicle,
It's abandoned,
but
it's got like Nazi.
he opens it up and there's
officer
a bunch.
clothes.
There's like a basket of food in there, and he starts eating. And he looks beyond the basket, and he finds this pile of clothes. It's a fucking Nazi officer's uniform, and he puts on the uniform. It's a fucking like high-ranking captain's uniform, and it doesn't fit him quite right, but he still is able to play the
Pull it
part
off, yeah.
of an officer. So he comes across this other like deserter. They don't describe him as a deserter in the film, but
You could just tell.
you could tell it's another Nazi deserter, and the guy's like frozen, like in his tracks. Both of them, the guy wearing the uniform that he just found and the new deserter, they both freeze. Like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? Is this the guy that just abandoned his uniform?
Right, and this guy's like, "Oh my gosh, what's this officer gonna do to me?"
Yeah, and the other guy's like, yo, what's this offer? And all of a sudden, the guy, the new deserter, he salutes him, and he's like, I'm at your service, sir.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, this guy thinks I'm a fucking captain.
Yeah.
And then it goes from there. Like the uniform just
Gets a bunch of people think he's a captain when he's not.
uniform just goes to his head, and he starts
Yeah, it goes
playing
to
the
his head,
part.
and he goes around to
gets
people's houses
his whole
and stealing
platoon
people's food
together.
and shit,
Yeah,
like killing a bunch of people.
great movie, and it goes on for another like hour and a half.
Too long.
And it's basically just about a guy, like a deserter on the battlefield.
Too
He
long,
finds an
sad.
officer's uniform, plays the part well, and manipulates a bunch of fucking people. I think it's
I like
based
the
on a
ending,
true
though.
story. But yeah,
'Cause
it does have a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was good.
As long as you don't mind reading subtitles the whole time.
Yeah, and I didn't even read the whole time, and I still knew what was going on. So.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to
Yeah.
read it all. So
Yeah.
really good movie. Okay, the last one. This was my favorite of the bunch. Molly's Game.
I don't remember that one.
That was the last one. I think one of the last ones we
Which one
watched.
is it? Did I fall asleep?
It's the one. It was the true story about Molly Bloom, the skier that turned.
Oh, yeah, that
started
movie was all right.
The card game.
That wasn't my favorite movie, but it was okay.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, it was all right.
It's the story of Molly Bloom.
Tim just liked that girl. That's why.
She's Jeremy Bloom's sister. If you haven't heard the story or seen the movie, Jeremy Bloom is obviously an Olympic skier.
You think this one's
and
better than the Breaking one? The Good Samaritan?
Those are the top two.
I like
But
Good Samaritan better.
No, Molly's Game was better.
No.
I thought Molly's Game was better.
No.
But yeah, it's a true story. She
A stuck-up girl.
she's an aspiring Olympic skier, and she
Yeah.
gets injured, and then she goes through life like trying to make her way, and she starts working for this rich guy that has her.
She's like an errand boy for a rich guy.
Yeah, she's like an errand boy for a rich guy, and this guy plays poker with like wealthy people.
Yeah.
And has this weekly card game that he has going on, and she starts
Underground.
Yeah, this weekly underground poker game that he plays with a bunch of celebrities and shit. And she gets involved in that scene and just forms her own weekly poker game and makes a shitload of money. And obviously it's all kind of illegal or illicit.
Yeah.
And there's this whole legal battle off to the side that follows the entire movie. It's basically the story that she tells about this part of her life, and it's just.
And if she wasn't a professional skier and the type of way she was brought up, she probably would have went to jail for doing what she did. So
No, I don't think so.
yeah, it's illegal.
Well, that's the thing, because most of what she did wasn't illegal until the end. Like when she actually started taking profit off the game, because apparently you're legally allowed to hold those poker games as long as you're not taking money out of
The pot.
pot. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then they started taking money out of the pot
Because the pot would get too big.
Well, no, because she started lending people a lot of money to play in these poker games. Like she had like multi-million-dollar
Loans.
debts
to
out on the table.
people. Yeah.
So then, just to protect her ass as far as these loans go, they were taking rakes on the table, which that's what made it illegal.
Okay.
So
Don't casinos do that though? Or
oh
no?
yeah. Casinos do that, but casinos do it legally. I don't know how that all works. And that's kind of like the sane part about if that whole judgment was true, if that's a true story about the judge that I don't know. This is a spoiler alert.
I know. Maybe we shouldn't spoil it for people.
Okay, yeah.
You can
Just
explain it to me.
Definitely
after this.
watch Molly's
But yeah,
Game.
it's a good movie.
That was a really fucking
Yeah, it
good
was a
movie.
good movie. It was good.
But Natalie's right. Bad Samaritan and Molly's Game. If you haven't seen them already, go watch them. Natalie likes Bad Samaritan better. I like Molly's Game better. They're both great movies.
He likes Molly's Game better because it's the outfits the girl wore with her boobies hanging out the whole time. I'm just kidding.
Go watch both movies. Seriously, they're both great movies.
No, yeah, they are good movies.
I'll
But Good
watch. I'm
Samaritan's
gonna watch
better.
both movies again in the future, and I don't watch movies twice, hardly ever.
Well,
I think
I'll
the
watch
last
Good
movie-
Samaritan again, but Molly's Game.
The only two movies that came out in the last 10 years that I've seen twice are like Inglourious Bastards and
That's a
Ex
good
Machina.
movie. That's a good one too.
And I think I've seen Django Unchained twice.
Which one's that one? Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And what's his face?
Other than that, I don't watch movies twice.
Yeah, no, me neither, hardly.
Yeah.
Except for like The Lion King when I was little and stuff
yeah,
like that.
when I was little, I used to watch ridiculous. I think I saw
I'm-
Happy Gilmore 100 times.
Yeah, same here. Happy Gilmore 100 times. Terminator 2, I saw 1,000
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Lion King 1,000 times. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you're little, you just fucking watch. Little kids probably don't do that anymore.
Our kid will.
I doubt it.
Why?
There's too much shit on the internet.
It's not going to get the internet. It's going to get what we give it.
Exactly, but we're not going to be like, here, watch Happy Gilmore 1,000 times.
Well, not Happy Gilmore, but Lion King is a good
Disney, animated Disney movies for sure.
one. Yeah, little kids like that stuff.
I love animated Disney movies.
Yeah, me too.
All right. This is a lengthy outro
Yeah.
/ movie review.
Yeah.
Definitely, I recommend watching all the movies we just talked about,
Yeah, watch them.
but especially Bad Samaritan and Molly's Game. Definitely stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully TJ comes over on Tuesday night and we can get a Coachella preview going before
Another
Coachella.
one. Didn't we do one a couple months back? You guys
Yeah,
did
but
one.
we're doing a Coachella preview days before Coachella, hopefully after they announce the set times.
Yeah.
So that'd be great if TJ comes over Tuesday. I'm almost positive they'll have the set times out by Tuesday.
Pray for me, people.
Coachella starts Friday, so they gotta have the fucking set times out soon.
They're gonna put them out Thursday night, okay?
That's some bullshit if they wait any longer. If they're not out by Tuesday night, our podcast is going to be us trying to contact the people at fucking Live Nation or whatever, Access Tickets, whatever bullshit company runs the show over there.
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a Friar Fest when we get there.
I know,
They might have messed it up this year.
Fuck that. As long as Tame Impala shows up, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Honeybee.
And Honeybee.
Yeah, Honeybee.
We're going to talk more about that on Tuesday, hopefully.
All right.
Even if TJ doesn't show up Tuesday, I think we should take the equipment to Coachella with us. And if we don't do a little daily review of Coachella, we should at least do a wrap up on Sunday or Monday or whatever.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Talk about Coachella. So stay tuned for some Coachella shit.
Yeah, people.
On Undoctrinated. Follow us on Twitter at Undoctrinated1. Instagram.
Yeah, Undoctrinated Podcast.
Send us an email, undoctrinatedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Subscribe on all platforms,
Thanks
including
to all
YouTube.
the new followers.
We don't have a lot of videos up on YouTube yet. We do have a video podcast up that is definitely worth watching. That's on our
that's a good
YouTube
one.
channel. We are going to be posting more videos in the future for sure. In fact, we've got some live footage of a concert we were at recently that I still need to post on our YouTube channel.
What concert?
The Amel and the Sniffers.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good video. We got to post that.
Yeah.
That was a really good show.
That was interesting. It was good.
Natalie is punk rock.
Yeah.
She's 6 months pregnant at a punk rock show. And this is a real punk rock show, people.
Yeah, they fucking throwing their beer cans hard at the fucking small audience. There's like 20 people in the audience, and the singer just chucks its beer full of liquid straight at somebody's head.
Yeah, so check out our YouTube channel. We're going to post that
Crazy.
shit. That shit's awesome. Natalie's awesome. TJ's nowhere to be found again.
He's somewhere.
But I'm sure he's
Out
having a
there.
great time wherever he's at. So whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure when he does come back, he's going to have some stories to tell. So
He best.
stay tuned.
Goodbye, everybody.
Trolls receive 86 cents. Stick around if your house broken. Can't hold your shit or your tongue, you gotta go. Should you choose to react like an imbecile, you in turn will be treated so. Yes, we're being condescending. Yes, that means we're talking down to you. With all that racket from your lips are flapping, we assumed you didn't notice. Haters, isolators, no one misses these. Bitches, racist stitches. Trolls receive 86 cents. Yes, we're being condescending. Yes, that means we're talking down to you. With all that someone